Hi there, Loy Machedo. It's me to you from loymachedo.com. Who's Loy Machedo and Think Personal Branding? I just thought I'd share this news update with you, which I got unofficially from one of my friends who was, he was working for a bank, and now he has resigned and gone back to India. So I just thought I'd share this update with you. Now, apparently, the first update that I have is more than 3,000 people, bankers especially, are going to lose their jobs or are already losing their jobs because now most of the banks are merging. A lot of banks are undergoing losses, and one of the primary reasons why they are undergoing losses is when the property market was booming, they were giving loans very easily, especially to pilots and people working in good positions in these companies. So they were giving them loans very easily, and these loans were mortgage loans, especially to buy properties. The properties which are not yet built but going to be built in the future, and these properties were, openly supported by the government. The government didn't say anything, so these property developers were, advertising for buildings and apartments which are not constructed, and these people, especially let's say pilots working in Etihad, in Emirates Airlines, senior level managers, and people who didn't want to, like they say, the fear of missing out, FOMO. So they didn't want to miss out the golden opportunity to invest. So they took these bank loans, and banks were easily giving loans. You can imagine a person who is earning, let's say, $10,000 or $20,000 is being given a loan of, let's say, 500,000 or 1 million. So each person had like 500,000 or 1 million per head, and they had given them these loans for a period of 30 years. And now what has happened is all these banks have given all these loans, and now people are finding it hard to honor the payments because neither the apartments are ready nor the buildings are ready. They had expected that the apartments would be ready and they could give it on rent and get some money, and through that money itself they could pay off the loans. Now that is not happening, because of which many of them are defaulting on their loans, and on top of that, because the market conditions are bad, many people are losing their jobs. And what happens in Dubai, UAE, if you lose your job, the banks will automatically freeze your accounts and say pay the money completely 100%, and most of the people cannot pay. So what people are doing is, when they lose their jobs, they go in a panic mode. They don't inform anyone. They just leave Dubai. They run away, parking their car in the airport or somewhere, and they just run back home. And I know many cases where people have defaulted on their loans and just run away. And let's say, for example, you're from India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Philippines. It's such a big place. If you run away and you just change your residence and you move somewhere, there's no way people can locate you. Yes, there are some strategies being put in place to get these people back, but then it is still not implemented. And then finally, you also have, because banks are merging now. Let's say, for example, there were 200 job positions. Now, obviously, because the banks are merging, you don't have 200 job positions. You have, let's say, 150 or maybe 50% of the jobs. So what do you do with the extra stuff? You'll ask them, I'm sorry, we don't have the positions. You are made redundant. And then on top of that, you also have people who, let's say, for example, there were 5 people working in a department. They will keep only 3 and tell them, we want you to do the job of 5 people. We'll increase your salary by 5% or 10%. You have to manage. So that is why many banking professionals are, without jobs. The banking industry is going through a slouch. This is not being put in the media. In fact, I spoke to another guy who is a debt collector. He kept saying that every day they are getting tons and tons of people who are defaulting on their loans. There is no way to keep up with, trying to find out who has to pay. They don't know how they can get in touch with them. Numbers are wrong. Numbers have been changed. People have changed their jobs. They are not, they're finding it very hard to locate these people. And last, if not the least, it seems that many people were promised jobs. and they're not being given their jobs. So it's just up in the air. So overall, as far as I look at it, is the banking industry is undergoing a major shift. Many of the job positions are being merged. Banks are merging in order to cut down on their costs. The loans, I think now banks are in a panic mode because they have to get back the money that people owe them. And I think on top of that, it is they have tightened the lending aspect because they know that now if they give anyone money, they can't get it back. So they have stopped lending money, and more stricter checks are put in place. And last, if not the least, I think when you don't have a job, especially in the Middle East, and you have big loans to pay, the only solution is to run away, which is what people are doing. Because think about it: if you have taken a loan of $1 million and now you don't have any way or means to pay it, and the Middle East has only one policy: if you default on your payments, you're put in jail. What other solution do you have other than to run away? So these are my thoughts with regards to what is happening in the Middle East, especially Dubai, UAE, with regards to the banking sector. If you're part of the banking sector, I would say just be very careful, because you do not know when you'll lose your job. And don't stop resting on your laurels. If you were getting very attractive commissions, if you're getting a very big salary before, that story is not going to repeat itself, because those days are over. And today, it's become more like you need to really earn your livelihood, and selling loans, credit cards, and instruments of instruments of debt or credit. It's no longer easy. So these are my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Like the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't like it, thumbs down. This is me signing off for now. Take care.